Turning down, though, to some breaking news regarding the entire case against Jeffrey Epstein. Take a look at this, a post on X from the Associated Press breaking: the House Oversight Panel issues subpoenas for Jeffrey Epstein files and depositions with Bill Clinton and other former officials. Continuing on with some more of that breaking news reporting, as I bring up some footage here of the late and disgraced financier here, Jeffrey Epstein. So the Republican-controlled committee also issued subpoenas there and depositions for 8 former top law enforcement officials, including their former President Bill Clinton and former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton. The committee's actions show how, even with lawmakers away from Washington on a month-long break, interest in the Epstein files is still running high. President Trump has repeatedly tried to move past the Justice Department's decision not to release a full accounting of the investigation. But lawmakers from both major political parties, as well as many in the Republican president's political base, have refused to let it go. Since Epstein's 2019 death in the New York City jail cell as he awaited trial for sex trafficking charges, conservative conspiracists have stoked furies about what information investigators gathered on Epstein. Now, Republican lawmakers on the House Oversight Committee nodded to that line of questioning last month by initiating the subpoenas for the Clintons, both the Democrats, as well as demanding all communications between President Biden's Democratic administration and the Justice Department regarding Epstein. The committee is also demanding interviews under oath from former attorneys general spanning the last 3 presidential administrations. It was Democrats, however, though, who sparked the move to subpoena the Justice Department for its files on Epstein. They were joined by some Republicans to successfully initiate the subpoena through a subcommittee of the House Oversight Committee. That committee had previously issued a subpoena for an interview with Ghislaine Maxwell, that's Epstein's former girlfriend, who had been serving a prison sentence in Florida for luring teenage girls to be sexually abused by the wealthy financier, but it was recently transferred to a Texas facility. However, the committee's Republican chairman, Representative James Comer, has indicated he is willing to delay that deposition until after the Supreme Court decides whether to hear an appeal for her conviction. Maxwell argues she was wrongfully prosecuted. Speaking of Representative Comer, taking a look here, also a post on X, in which he details everyone that has been subpoenaed by the House Oversight Committee there, listing them out as a former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton, former President Bill Clinton, former U.S. Attorney General Merrick Garland, former FBI Director James Comey, former U.S. Attorney General William Barr, former U.S. Attorney General Alberto Gonzales, former U.S. Attorney General Jeff Sessions, former FBI Director Robert Mueller, and then 2 more former Attorneys Generals, Loretta Lynch and Eric Holder. So we are following this story very closely, and then at top of mind, of course, is the fact that Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton have both been subpoenaed by this committee in regards to this entire probe into the case of Jeffrey Epstein and those files that several lawmakers continue to push for their release.